Good morning, guys. It is a beautiful, excuse me, a beautiful morning in sunny South Florida. Right now it's sunny. Sometimes it's really, actually really rainy. That's why I think it's funny whenever tourists come down here expecting a lot of sun and they just find rain. Anyway, so my wife went out this morning and she saw some Jehovah's Witnesses, and I tried to talk to those guys. It's not the same ones, I don't think, because they usually have different people in the same spots. So I am going out to go and talk to them. I've got my interlinear thick Bible, okay, in the original Greek and Hebrew, because those guys are very much about the original languages, which is interesting because they actually mistranslate a lot of stuff. But yeah, it's gonna be a good time, so let's see how it goes. All right, so I missed them again. My wife had gone out this morning. She saw them. She came back home, told me where they were. By the time I get there, they are gone. So unfortunately I didn't get to talk to them, but I will say this. I think I'm gonna do a video on how to talk to Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm not an expert. I don't know everything about Jehovah's Witnesses. I don't know absolutely everything that they believe. But, you know, one of the biggest problems with them is the deity of Christ, right? Like, I've spoken to them before. I've spoken to Jehovah's Witnesses before. And really, that's what it comes down to. They believe in a false Christ. They believe in a Christ that can't save because he's not God. And so, you know, there are ways to talk to them. Keep in mind that what they do is that they depend on their own translation. But at the same time, like I said earlier, they depend on, or don't depend, but they value the early text, right? Like the earliest text that you can find. That's something that they put importance on. And so it's good to have an interlinear Bible because it has the, well, I don't know if you guys can see there. I think so, you can, right? Hebrew, Greek, and English, which would be helpful for any of you guys that are thinking about talking to Jehovah's Witnesses. I'll do a more in-depth video to kind of expose some of their inconsistencies. You don't have to be an expert to talk to them. You just have to know a little bit about what they believe, and then just bring the truth of the word to them and just say, hey, what do you think about this? Why do you think this seems to be contradicting? And you don't need to get into a whole deep theological discussion with them. It's just to give them a couple of things to think about. And so as you do that, maybe some of them will open up to the message of the gospel. So yeah, I'll be doing that, guys. But man, hopefully next time I can get some recording with me speaking with some Jehovah's Witnesses. I will say this, don't get your hopes up because most of them don't speak English down here. So if I do a video, it'll, well, I probably wouldn't want to do it in Spanish since most of the people watching are not Spanish speakers. So but you know, sometimes you get some that speak English. So if they do, I will try to record that if they're okay with it. Okay? But in the meantime, be on the lookout for a video on my YouTube channel that'll go over, you know, how to speak to Jehovah's Witnesses. That'll be a fun video, I think, and a necessary one. So take care, guys.